Hello and welcome to this new episode of Open Book Entrepreneur. Today we have Kathrine here with us. She's got an interesting company that helps consultants, lawyers, and obviously coaches and lots of other people in terms of marketing, sales, and they build some software on top of that. So, Kathrine, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Of course, Tony. Thank you for having me. Kathrine Ferris, I own Marketex and Marketex Engine, and we provide both support and software for marketing automation. And as Tony said, we support a lot of consultants, lawyers, coaches, speakers, and authors. That's really who we've worked with for the last 16 years. And I have a team, and we're always just loving the ideas that clients bring to us. So it's kind of that's our sweet spot is we work with people long term. They come to us and, hey, I have this great new idea. I want to build this. And we're like, okay. And we plan it and we execute it. And now as of last year, we've included the software on the back end that we actually have a go-to space that we can build everything and it's all included. So very excited to be launching that.
Phenomenal. Okay, and obviously, when we were in the green room, we were talking a little bit about your services, your software. So what do you can you tell? Can you share with our audience like what do you usually help your clients with?
Yeah, so typical stuff that we help with is ongoing content marketing. So that could be podcast production, that could be blog writing, social media management, all of that typical stuff that you're doing to drive traffic to your website and then monitor that traffic and hopefully monetize that traffic. And so we go into the strategy of all that and again, the execution, the planning, all of it. And sometimes our clients come to us with a little bit of a pre-built team. So they may already have, say, a copywriter or somebody, and that's perfectly fine. We can sort of niche in with where they need us to be, or we can be their whole marketing team.
Totally. And how did you sort of end up in this line of business?
Accident by design. Yeah, that's a little bit complicated. So my background was actually in banking. I spent 12 years in banking. I was a commercial lender, branch manager, all the stuff before I was even 30. So that was sort of where I was. So I was working with a lot of small businesses. Now, in the evenings, I was actually teaching computer classes at the local community college. So I was always into tech. I was always very tech heavy, and I would have these clients at the bank that would come in and be like, "Hey, you know technology. Hey, you're good with this," and they started actually bringing their laptops into me. And they would, and that was how I actually first learned about MailChimp was I had somebody bring their laptop in going, "Hey, I'm trying to send this newsletter thing. Do you know about this?" And I'm like, "I've never seen this in my life before." 3 clicks in and their newsletter's sent, right? So it was just a natural fit. It was just what I started doing. And I was like, gosh, I've got to be able to make money at this. So I sort of started it as a moonlighting business while I was still in finance. Um, Fast forward a few years, things changed in my life, and I was like, I'm going to take this thing full time. I had already started building my team even before I left finance, mostly because I'm really bad at spelling and grammar. So I hired copywriters early. Um, Again, I focus on the numbers and the tech, not so much on the writing. Yeah, so that was sort of my evolution. It has been a lot of self-taught, but I've also taken a million courses and gotten certified in almost every program we've ever used, and it's just been an evolution from there.
Absolutely. And how is your software now helping your clients?
Well, one, it has reduced the number of programs they're using from about 15 down to maybe two. And two, I don't have a single client that it's not saving them over $2,000 a year. I mean, so those are the two big points. If you can now get rid of half the tabs in your browser and save money, I mean, that was a win-win. That was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So what sort of advice could you give, obviously, coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, people listening and watching us that are sort of like stuck in this process of, sort of not knowing where to focus when it comes to marketing and sales and all these different programs they have?
Yeah, so I would say I'd love to chat, feel free to reach out anytime. But if you're not in that space yet, if you're not ready for that yet, then I mean, YouTube is an amazing resource. I would say, start taking a look at some videos about marketing. And I actually have been building my YouTube channel. So I have lots of videos I've been putting out there with tips and ideas and things that I'm actually using with my clients. So it's almost like picking my brain without having to schedule a call, which is what I love about it, right?
Hmm.
And I would say, if you're not even at the point of having an ideal client, that might be where I would start thinking about. And a lot of times, what we're telling people that are just starting out is that think about your own experience, and that's probably where your ideal client profile, at least in the beginning, is going to come from. And your business today will not be your business in 3 to 5 years. So don't spend an arm and a leg and a ton of money on your first website, your first logo, your first anything like that. If you're beyond that point, you've already got all the stuff you love, you're kind of in that middle growth phase, then absolutely make sure you're thinking about that ideal client. Where are they actually spending their times? If they're on YouTube and they're looking for stuff, well, then you should be too. You should be doing videos. If they're not, if they're spending all day on LinkedIn, well, then you should be too, and maybe you should be doing videos on LinkedIn. So really think about not just what you like, but what they're looking for. So I think that's, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So if you can tell us maybe um, what's the name of your YouTube channel, and then on top of that, if someone wants to actually connect to you, find out a little bit more about you, learn about you, how they can do that.
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is basically Marketex. You're going to just look for my business name, and I will share the link to that as well. And then as far as connecting with me, again, on my website, marketex.com, there is a really simple schedule button that is all handled by the software and automated and beautiful. And so you get reminders and all that is taken care of. So all about automation.
Wonderful. Yeah. So obviously, I can share these links in the description of this episode. And on top of that, like if there is any question, any thought that you would like to share with our audience before we close this episode, let us know now.
Yeah, just I would love to, anyone that's interested, I'd love to tell you more about Marketex Engine. And I am in the very near future going to be launching a 3-day challenge. I don't quite have the landing page ready for that yet, but when I do, I will absolutely share it. And I would love to have anyone that's interested join us. We're going to be setting up your lead generation system in 3 days.
Wow, wonderful. That sounds very interesting as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching and listening to this episode. If you liked it, drop us a like, subscribe. Also, if you have any questions for Kathrine or me, you can ask them in the comments, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. See you all in the next episode. Kathrine, thanks a lot again, and bye bye.
Thank you.